Hey, what's everyone? Okay, so you've seen this thing before, right? In an orchestra, maybe a marching band, and you probably thought, hey, cool, a big shiny instrument with a slidey thing. But what if I told you that slide isn't just for looks? It's a secret weapon. It's a musical superpower that basically no other common brass instrument has. So today, we're going to figure out what it is.
So, what is this superpower? Well, it's kind of hiding in plain sight. It's that long, shiny slide right there in the middle. That one single piece of tubing is what makes the trombone completely different from its cousins, like the trumpet or the French horn. And it is the key to everything we're about to talk about.
Now, it might sound a little weird, but if you really look at it, a trombone is kind of shaped like a giant folded-up paperclip. And the most important part of this whole metal paperclip is, you guessed it, the slide. That's where all the magic happens, so let's unlock it.
Okay, so what makes this slide so special? Well, think about other brass instruments, like a trumpet. They've got valves, which are kind of like buttons on a game controller. You press one button, you get a specific note. You press another, you get a different note. Simple. But the trombone slide, that's your joystick. It gives you this smooth, continuous control over every single tiny pitch between the main notes. It's total freedom.
So how does a player actually control this thing? It really all boils down to 7 main positions. Position 1 is when the slide is all the way in. That makes the tube as short as it can be, which gives you the highest notes. Then, as you move the slide out through positions 2, 3, 4, and so on, you're making the instrument longer. And here's the golden rule. The longer the tube, the lower the note. All the way out at position 7 makes the tube its longest, giving you the lowest notes.
So yeah, the key takeaway is this. The slide is just a really clever, simple way to change the instrument's length in real time. You're literally making the trombone bigger or smaller with every little movement to change the pitch. It's such a simple idea, but it unlocks a whole universe of sound.
All right, so we've cracked the code on the slide, but that's only half the story, right? How do you even get a sound out of this thing in the first place? Let's dive into how a simple buzz turns into actual music.
Believe it or not, every single sound that comes out of the trombone, whether it's super powerful or beautiful or just plain goofy, it all starts with a buzz. Yeah, that's it. The instrument itself doesn't actually make the sound. It's the player's lips vibrating against the mouthpiece that does it all. It's the same for every brass instrument.
You can think of it like a recipe, okay? Step 1, you buzz your lips. Step 2, you push a strong, steady stream of air through them. Step 3, you change how tight or loose your lips are to switch between higher and lower notes. And finally, step 4, you use that slide to pinpoint the exact pitch you're aiming for. And all 4 things have to happen at the exact same time. It's pretty wild.
Okay, now for the really cool part. That joystick-like control we were talking about, it's not just for hitting the right notes. It lets the trombone do something that other brass instruments just can't. This is its signature move.
I promise you, you have heard this sound a million times. Just think about any cartoon character slipping on a banana peel or that womp womp sound when something goes wrong. You know what I'm talking about. That classic sliding sound, that's the trombone.
That awesome effect is officially called a glissando. It's just a smooth, continuous slide from one note to another, hitting all those little tiny pitches in between. And it's only possible because of that slide. It's what makes the trombone so unique.
Yep, that classic sad womp womp trombone sound is a glissando. Now that you know what it is, I bet you'll start hearing it everywhere. From jazz music to movie scores, it is the trombone's trademark move for sure.
But the trombone is so much more than just a sound effect generator. It is an incredibly versatile instrument. So let's check out the different types of trombones and where you can find them out in the wild. Just like in a video game, where you have different character classes for different jobs, well, there's a whole family of trombones, and each one has its own special role to play.
So first up, you've got the tenor trombone. That's your all-rounder, the one you're going to see most often. Then there's the bass trombone. This is the heavy hitter of the group. It's bigger, and it handles all those super low, powerful notes. And finally, you have the alto trombone, which is the high flyer. It's smaller, and it's built to hit all the higher notes.
And you will find these guys everywhere. In a big classical orchestra, they bring the power and the drama. In a jazz band, they're often right in the spotlight, playing these amazing solos. Of course, you'll see them in marching bands and in smaller brass groups, too. They're super adaptable.
So we know that trombone is cool, it's versatile, and it has a superpower. But how hard is it to actually play? Let's finish up by looking at what it really takes to become a master.
So while the slide seems pretty simple, mastering it is actually super difficult. See, unlike a guitar that has frets to show you where the notes are, the trombone has Nothing. The player has to rely completely on muscle memory and their ear to find the exact right spot for every single note. It takes a crazy amount of skill.
And the practice is intense. Players spend hours and hours just on slide accuracy, hitting those 7 positions perfectly without even looking. They also have to master their breath control, build up serious lip strength, and practice something called tonguing to play fast, clean notes. It's a real grind.
But the players who put in that work become absolute legends. In jazz, you've got masters like J.J. Johnson. The legendary Glenn Miller led one of the most famous big bands ever. And in classical music, players like Christian Lindbergh have shown the world what the trombone is truly capable of. These are the players who totally leveled up the instrument.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. What really makes an instrument powerful? Is it how complicated it is, or how shiny it is, or is it something simpler? Maybe the real power comes from the unique way a player connects with it, like with a simple slide. The next time you see a trombone, maybe you'll see it a little differently.